Other interesting political news, you have Trump stock went down 21% in a single day this week and recovered a little bit. Now, this was first reported thanks to Reuters and is actually Yurak Malik, who is one of the writers over there, or contributing authors. And they noted that shares of Donald Trump's social media company plunged 21% on Monday, wiping out the gains from its debut last week, after disclosing millions in losses and saying it would struggle to meet its financial liabilities going forward. Now, they note that Trump Media and Technology Corp., which is being traded as, is it DJT? Let me pull up their stock ticker right now, actually. DJT stock. Let's see here. Trump Media Group. Trump Media Group. Let's see. So the current market cap, and again, it did bounce back up a little bit. Market cap's $7.11 billion, with the 52-week low being $45.26 per share, 52-week high, $79.38 per share. Now, going back to the article, they note that Trump Media Technology Group lost more than $58 million in 2023. It said in a filing, sending shares reeling less than a week after the Truth Social parent went through a high-profile blank check merger. The stock then surged in its March 22 debut to close nearly $58 per share on retail buyer enthusiasm, including supporters of Trump, the likely Republican nominee in 2000. What do you mean, likely Republican nominee? Do they not read the papers? Well, these days, few do. Newspapers are basically out of existence. Do they not read, or I guess go online and read the news? They said that, after that, the news of them going down and having their cost way too much, the shares crashed. Now, Trump himself owns 78.75 million shares, which again looks like that stake is about $6 billion when the stock did peak. Now, in terms of the stock's actual performance, you look at the company, and it looked like Truth Social revenue was $4.13 million last year, up from $1.27 in 2022. And by comparison to Reddit, it brought in revenue of $800 million in 2023. Now, they say the latter has 73 million active users, whereas Truth Social only discloses its numbers of signups, which come into 8.9 million. Now, earlier this week, TMTG said it has no plans to disclose key metrics generally used by similar companies. They know that as of December 31st, 2023, management had substantial doubt that TMTG will have sufficient funds to meet its liabilities as they fall due, including liabilities related to promissory notes previously issued by TMTG. They also know that Trump Media is embroiled in a legal battle with the co-founders Wesley Moss and Andrew Lintinsky. On Monday, a Delaware judge said he wanted the parties to set a hearing date this month to determine if the two should receive the 8.6% stake in the company they claim they are owed. So there are a lot of things going against this stock, and realistically, there's only one thing going for it: is Trump. I mean, that's the only reason people are buying this stock, because again, when you look at the metrics, the viability of the company, it's not even close to being viable. If Elon never bought Twitter, I think Truth Social would be worth a lot more, because again, there are very few alternatives for free media. But since Elon bought Twitter, we named it X, and granted, it's still not a stalwart of free speech. It's not perfect, but it's much better than the competition, and they have a huge market share of people who are already using the product. And again, having people to try to adopt a new technology is sometimes prohibitively expensive, difficult, and the sales cycle can be quite some time. Just how much effort you have to take to persuade someone to sign up for Truth Social. And truth be told, the people I know who have it, the only reason they have it is because Trump is on it. And truth be told, there are some Twitter accounts that just repost what Trump posts, thereby defeating a lot of the big value or by compelling reason to sign up, which would be to see what Trump is saying. And I mean, look at the finances. They barely brought in any sales. That being said, a lot of tech companies don't make money for years. Amazon lost money for almost a decade. I mean, when Jeff Bezos first was looking for investors for Amazon, he had to explain to people the concept of the internet, which shows you, how far back in time that had gone. And they was very transparent. Jeff Bezos for years said, hey, we're not going to make a profit. Here's the business plan. It's a long-term one. And long term, we believe it's going to be, a great, it's going to be largely profitable for us, and the shareholders will be amazing. And turned out to be, yeah, it's one of the most successful companies in history will be known, Amazon.com. But, I mean, through social, there's a lot of risk there. If Trump, again, there's a lot of pros, a lot of cons. He is getting older in age. Now, thankfully, it doesn't seem to be, he has a lot of mental degradation. He's still pretty, sharp as a tack, as my grandpa might say, unlike many people his age, or some people his age. And without him, the value of this just dissolves to nothing. I mean, he's the big draw for this platform. And again, anecdotally speaking, I know a couple friends who have it because they really are big fans of Trump and they want to support him no matter what. And I suspect a lot of people buying the stock, they're just Trump supporters. They want to support Trump by buying this stock. I mean, and again, I've been wrong. Hindsight's 2020, and I certainly don't give investing advice. But again, their sales are increasing. That's true. But that's a fascinating thing about stocks. There's you have the value on paper of the company, but they're making a revenue, and usually traditionally they publicly trade or IPO on a multiplier of that. And then you have the public perception of stock. And a lot of stock is the public perception. How much does the company value this product? How much do they believe in this company? And so let me know. Again, that's rough, especially with IPOs. Usually within the first couple of days, there's a market correction. A lot of the people who are, churning up the stock, or they're selling their shares, they're liquidating it, they're selling it. But I mean, 21% drop in one day, that's pretty rough. And again, it did recover a little bit this week as well. So again, I'll pull up the week trend, and looks like it went up 7% in a single day. But I mean the overall week trend is still down. And again, granted, by the time this video is actually rendered and uploaded, the stock will change because it changes every second, or fraction of a second. Now I think about it, perhaps. I mean, the week average is looking around, probably finish out the week negative 23, maybe 25%. That's not great. And I mean, what's the value? I mean, what if Trump just liquidates all his stock because he needs cash? And he'll probably still, because I know he has an agreement in place where I believe the stipulation is for social media, he has to post there first. So if he does liquidate his stock, I mean, even if he's that would send the price going down even more. It seems like a pretty risky technology to invest in. I mean, social media is a cutthroat thing. It's, again, so hard to get people to actually, adopt the new technology. I mean, anecdotally speaking, do you know anyone who currently uses True Social? Do you know anyone who's signing up because, it debuted on the stock market? And do you know anyone who's investing? And are they investing because they love Trump, they want to support him? Or are they investing because they believe in the technology? They believe that this social media company could really be a long-term viable business that maybe even someday competes with some of the bigger players? As always, be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leave me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.